Hello and welcome to our podcast, Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. I'm Lauren. And I'm Michelle. And we're so excited you stopped by for a visit. Come on in. Yeah, make yourself at home. We're two Midwestern sisters who love a good old-fashioned conversation and enjoy sharing our life experiences with one another and you. Consider this your one-stop shop for cozy, mindful well-being, along with some entertainment and lots of wheezy laughing. Oh, you bet there'll be a lot of that going around. Our goal is to live our coziest life and inspire you to do the same because the truth is, we think it's good for your mind and your body. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, let's get cozy. Well, hi there, and welcome to Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. I'm your host, Lauren, being joined by my cozy co-host.
That's right.
Fresh off of vacation, Michelle, welcome back.
Oh, so glad to be back, ready to be back. Love being away, but you know what I always say? There's no place like home, baby.
You're so different. I'm like, how long can I stay away from this place?
I am like,
and I love my home.
I am like, get me in my bed.
No, yes. There's nothing like your own bed.
And the whole family agrees.
Yep, totally. Mm-hmm. Well, welcome back, Michelle, you guys. It's not that new, but it's a new month. It's August.
It's August,
and
baby.
There's so much coming up for the Sister Project. We've got our show at Zany's on October 4th, being hosted by Bridget McGuire. We have new merch that we're working on. So excited.
Buckle up.
Yeah, we're going to have a new production setup for the podcast. So just keep your eyes peeled. But let's stay in the present for right now. In this week's episode, I had a reminder of how important it is in the middle of toddler tantrums, being a mom, being a 42-year-old woman.
Yeah.
I reminded myself of like how important it is to have passions and interests and to keep all that stuff alive while juggling motherhood. So you guys were talking about that, how important it is just as a human fucking being, that no matter what you've got going on in your life, tapping into stuff that feeds your soul. And Michelle and I went back and forth, shared some insight, our non-negotiables. But Michelle, you know what's funny about us having this as the topic of conversation is we are working with Lizzie Selly, who whenever I hear the name Lizzie, I think of Lizzie Borden.
Of course you do. It's not that Lizzie.
No, not that Lizzie. But talk about
this one's
woman.
The opposite of Lizzie Borden. Lizzie Selly is like the brightest. Like if Lizzie Borden can be the darkest, like, you know, dark. We've got the brightest, and that's Lizzie Selly.
It's Lizzie Selly. And what she has got going on in her art studio and her story is just, it's the reminder to not let go of the things that give you life, your passion, your art, any of the above. Michelle, tell us.
Also because even in the darkness and the hardships of life, there's amazing creativity and creation that come from that. And in fact, Lizzie is doing that with her most recent collection of art. So just for note here, folks, our friend and local artist Lizzie Selly, her 3-year-old daughter Avery was diagnosed with a brain tumor and underwent a successful surgery just very recently. So this moment in time with her navigating this with her child has inspired Avery, her daughter, has inspired strength and courage. And so Lizzie's most current collection is created by that. And that collection is called Bravery, which I mean,
you get to play. Yeah, okay. I'm hoping you got to play in that word
bravery. But also, yes, brilliant. It's like Goodwill Hunting, but with the art medium.
Yes. But it's bravery. Beautiful.
Obsessed. And so this portion of all of her bravery sales will support a local organization funding pediatric brain surgery. And guys, you guys can go and explore this. And you have to. I'm telling you, run, don't walk, and explore this. Make an appointment with Lizzie. Go to her Cozy LaGrange studio and go see what she has created and what other local female artists in town have created. Call her, text her, 952-270-1421 to book an appointment and preview her work. And also go follow her on Instagram at Lizzie Selly _studio. And check her out.
At LIZZIE SELLE_studio.
Very well.
Super cool. I was following along. She did an event last week, like an open house, and at her studio, and I just really found it to be so beautiful. The colors. I saw other artists. Our friend Jess Root is having some of her watercolors I saw that were there. There's really just kind of like nothing like walking through a space and seeing creations from other people, especially local people. And then you get a feel for how many creative folks are in this town that you live in. It's honestly remarkable.
They're right here in your backyard, and you sometimes don't even know it, but now you do.
Now you do. You guys, we are at the farmers market in LaGrange all day today. So if you're listening now between the hours of 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., come and say hi. Come and say hi like our friends, Whiffs and listeners, Hill and Jill did the last time we saw them. Oh my God. Hillary and Jill, two friends, I think out of Oak Park. They were just kind of roaming through LaGrange Farmers Market. When we approached, Hill ran to us like I was certain that I had met her and you were best friends with her. And that's because she was just so excited to say hello and meet us. And I have to say, that's kind of the best part of our job is connecting with people who know more about us than we do them. So it's kind of fun to like do a quick, like, tell us about you. How many kids do you guys have? Like, you know, what do you do for fun? Blah, blah, blah. So, you know, be like Hill and Jill. And if you see us out, come say hi.
Come say hi.
It's so fun. And the reason why Michelle and I have these cozy conversations here on this platform is really in an effort to connect with so many other people because we live in a social media world where we're on our devices, and it really does give us the opportunity for real life conversations. It really is the best part of the job.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, Michelle, we love it. We love meeting our whiffs out in the wild. So Hill and Jill, it was such a pleasure to meet you both. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for saying hi. Whiffs, don't forget to please subscribe and follow whatever platform you're listening to, whether it's Apple Podcasts, definitely leave us a review if you can. Spotify, just click the plus sign or follow or subscribe. That just helps our cause that we work so hard for here at Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. All right, you guys, we'll leave it here for now. Enjoy the rest of the conversations and stay cozy. Michelle, I wanted to ask you, how's your coffee tasting now that it's like the machine's mold free?
It's fine. It just doesn't hit the same anymore. And I'm just, I told Ryan that I want to go back to a drip coffee pot.
Yeah, that would forever tarnish vacation. Yeah. Are you going to get a drip coffee?
Everybody, and they were like, why are you going to get a drip coffee? And I'm like, all the plastic tubes are freaking me out. They're like, what do you think that coffee is sitting in? And I go, it's just floating. And then it just like dips down. And they're like, there's no escaping it. It's plastic is everywhere. I'm like, I know, but I don't know. The coffee was not, I have to say, my coffee is something that I really, really look forward to, especially in the mornings, like on vacation, you know, like that time to enjoy your cup overlooking the lake or whatever. And it was just not hitting this past week at the lake. Like,
why?
I don't know if it was too weak or the beans that we used were not very flavorful. I don't know. I'm on a quest right now to get that good cup.
That good cup of Joe. Okay. Can I just please then recommend, and I've done this before, the Trader Joe's instant coffee?
Yeah, you can.
Grab yourself a jar. I think it's like, I would do a heaping teaspoon. And then dilute it with just a touch of water before you add hot water. And then I put a little dash of whole milk and get in your way. I think you might love it.
Okay.
Especially, I think anything's better.
Because there's no too pink. Shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Don't say it. I know what you're about to say. Especially and then there's that pregnant pause, mold. fuck
Dude,
that.
I get it. But like once, Michelle, when you made me that cup of coffee,
I know. Why do we have to relive it? I'm trying to drink something out of that machine. I opened it up this morning. I do want you to know that before I left for vacation, I cleaned it, I emptied it, I dried it. It looks like the top of the Chrysler building inside there. So that was like what I thought would have been like a good mood lifter. No one would use it while we're gone. There would be no wet, moldy, coffee grounds, and there weren't. But it's like how I am with a piece of fruit. If I touch a piece of fruit or I see a piece of fruit and it's got one area that looks like it's gone south for the winter,
you don't just chop that off?
I don't know what it is. It ruins it for me. I used to watch my work wife, Michelle, who I worked with in the before times, look at a piece of fruit. She'd pick it up. She'd squeeze it. She'd test it. She'd find an area and she would just eat around it. And I would be like, no.
Yeah.
It's done for life.
Yeah, I get it. So, all right, fine.
This is how I'm going to look while I drink it.
Yep. Ugh. Sad. You look sad. Michelle, you mentioned that the coffee wasn't as great in Diamond Lake, but based on your little snippet here of what Diamond Lake was like, it sounds like you guys had an amazing week off at the lake.
I have yet to find anything but an amazing week off at Diamond Lake. Yes, it is just a little slice of heaven that produces rest, family time, meals around a table, like eagles every night.
You were sending me photos of freaking eagles
every day.
That is like the only time I've ever seen eagles like nearby was at Starved Rock. I mean, we saw them all over the place. They're majestic. Did you ask them for their holy wisdom, holy hawk?
I mean, I was like the whole, anytime I was with a group that saw one, they were like, pipe down, eagle. Lady. It's just an eagle. But I was like, I would laugh. I would like commentate. I'm like, there it is. And then it would start to make its descent. And this is the thing that I've observed in the past week with the eagles and the way they handle themselves. Eagles don't appear to me, at least from what my eye have seen, to be just taking a joyride from their giant nest that's the size of a VW Beetle. Huge. To they're not going out there. This is business. Okay. So these dudes are getting out of their nest. They are flying, and then you see the descent. And this is what I would describe as they're making the descent to their food bowl, which was the Diamond Lake. And then they drop the landing gear, aka their giant feet and legs and claws.
I like that.
And they go down.
Are they feet? Or are they claws? Okay, anyways.
Feet. Yeah, they're claws. I mean, they're whatever they are, they're massive. Landing gear drops. They pick up their fish. And then they had now. I noticed a couple of hunts. I noticed a couple of hunts where they maybe missed their target or maybe their target moved. They go up, they park it in another area, and they have their favorite spots. This isn't random shit. They know where they're going. They know where they're landing. They know what they're doing. Yeah, it was it's the coolest shit ever.
Mm-hmm. I have a question. Did that happen during a moment during the day? Typically it was like in morning or
Lauren,
throughout
I was clocking the time. Lauren, I was clocking the time just to determine. I noticed the first eagle we saw was at 6:06 p.m. So they were doing a dinner dive.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
But we saw them between the hours of 4 and 6
in the afternoon, evening.
Mm-hmm. And then there was an earlier lunch expedition as well, but just fucking incredible. I mean, the kids were like, get a grip. And I was like, you get a grip.
I would be the same way as you, Michelle. I am just stunned by anytime I'm confronted or like witnessing nature. Yeah. I'm like you. I like, it's almost like it stops me and I have to watch.
We didn't see eagles as kids. I never saw one eagle in the wild.
I just saw an eagle for the first time a couple months ago.
I saw crows and squirrels. I didn't see eagles and some geese.
Squirrels, geese, they're assholes. So I stay far away from them.
They're sick.
I heard a horrible story about geese once. Or was it swans? They can
saw swans too.
Oh, swans are pretty.
They're
and you also noted your sunset cruises. And I must say that is my favorite part of a lake experience is getting on a pontoon. this is a Midwest thing. I don't know. I mean, I know everyone else does, there's different kinds of like vacays, but like in the Midwest in Chicago, you find yourself a lake house and you go to it. And a lot of the lake houses are on smaller lakes, like Diamond Lake. And you get on your pontoon and you throw in some motherfucking yacht rock. You bring a glass of something or whatever, and then you just
blaze up,
fucking blaze up, and you chill while the sun sets, and the colors are spectacular.
I have to say that we went on several sunsets. I have to give a shout out to Brian McLaughlin, who he kind of reminded me a little bit of Dad. Like Dad, when Dad used to take us to see the fireworks on Lakeshore Drive, and we would drive down, the Stevenson, and he would time it perfectly. This was pre-Waze. This was pre-navigation. And he would time it perfectly to where we would park on Lakeshore Drive at the exact moment the cars would stop to watch the fireworks. He'd put us up on top of the car. We'd have the best seat in the house. He'd take a left down, Balbo. I don't even know what street. And we would be back home in 25 minutes.
He would hit the roof and be like, get in the car during the grand finale.
Let's hit it.
All five of us would get in the clown car.
And we would be back at home in our VW Volkswagen in no time. Now, Brian he's a skilled boatsman and knower of exact sunsets. We were laughing because he took us on a cruise. We went our final navigation. We went into the Sail Bay, and as we came around the bend, the sun was just hanging ever so perfectly in between the trees, and we were like clapping for it. We were like, he's like, we're like, buddy, have you done this before? But Lauren, I have to say, as the week went on, the air quality declined and the sunsets kind of went away.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. This past week in Chicago, it was noted that we had the worst air quality in
the world.
This is coming from the Canadian wildfires. Now, this happened last year. Last year, the air quality got so bad. It was in like the 200s. I think like a 20, a 40 is...
But 150?
150.
That's what we're looking at right now.
Well, right now we're in
152 is what it is right now as we record on Monday morning, which is worse air quality today at this time than it was yesterday.
Are you sure? I'm in 88. Mine says 88, moderate.
No, Ryan and I were just talking about it. I don't know. I'm looking at 150. 150. Unhealthy for sensitive groups. That is the air quality I'm looking at right now.
Weird. I don't have that.
Yeah.
In any case, I did something stupid, and I was looking at the ABC News last week. It was like their post that said, air quality is so bad right now. And the stupid thing I did was go into the comment section. Like, why don't do it? But why? The curiosity.
Dreams go to die. Dreams go to die.
Well, where people are like, there's more to this story. What are they putting in the air? They're trying to control. I'm like,
I can't.
This is why
we're
we're in the place that we're in right now, because you believe that they're injecting bad air into the air.
I know, it's bad.
It's called wildfires, and it's only going to get worse.
Climate change again. Don't remember these kinds of things when I was small. I'm sure there were wildfires, but not like this.
Not like this. Not to this degree. I was sitting here, and in the city, people are walking around with like N95s. COVID's back, not COVID back, but you know what I mean? The vibe with like people walking around with masks this time to protect their lungs from the air. And, I was talking to chat, and I'm listening also to the news, and they're like, you can't see it, but the particles in this air are like burnt tree particles. It's soot. It's really, really unhealthy stuff. And I wonder, like, what is life going to be 50, 60 years from now? Are we going to have like breathing apparatuses to head out to the grocery store? Not cozy. Not cozy.
Post, it's very like apocalyptic, just that vision,
Well, here, I'll tell you what is cozy.
Please.
Oh my God. Let me tell you who has given me life again. These two individuals are going to save the world.
One adorable exchange at a time.
Pam Anderson and Liam Neeson, ladies and gentlemen.
The world's right again
romance,
in the world.
Whether it's a publicity stunt for Naked Gun, which I'm going to see.
Getting great reviews. People are saying it's hysterical.
Oh, I'm going. And I love Naked Gun. I liked those. They're so stupid but campy, but they're funny. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I need that. I need stupid shit like that. Mm-hmm. And I need to see. I love both of them now. I mean, Liam Neeson and Taken. I mean, come find me.
Oh, God. Come find me. Want that.
Or Taken. Don't care. Just either one. Cute. Liam, if you want to take me or come save
Ready or not, here I come.
For it.
Oh, that's too early for that.
I'm tied up. So weird. I'm hogtied. But I've been watching them. And even just like their publicity photos, if this is just for the, I mean, I think that they are, here, listen, I think that they're in a relationship. I think they have found love. There's something.
Didn't you see his sister-in-law commented about it?
No.
She made a comment that she was just thrilled for him and loves him.
His sister-in-law?
Yes, his ex, his sister, the sister of his wife who passed away.
Yes, Natasha Richard. Is it Richards or Richardson?
Richardson.
In any case, I guess she passed away like 16 years ago in that awful ski accident. And apparently he had stayed single. I think they were super freaking in love. He stayed single. And of course, later on in life, he's making a film. And here comes Pam Anderson in the way she's embracing her era, with her freaking bob right now. Like what I'm loving about her haircut right now, it's such an homage to old school vintage Hollywood, back like 20s silent films, like that little bob with the waves. And then she's still rocking like the no or minimal makeup. And it's just such a refreshing concept.
Well, I just saw her recently talking, maybe it was an interview or maybe I was reading an article. I can't be sure, but she was talking about how she's not playing characters anymore of herself in real time. She's just being who she is.
And Liam is into it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it'd be so easy to be into him. He's tall, he's handsome, he has an
charismatic
accent. And he usually plays one of my favorite films of him ever was Schindler's List when he played Oscar Schindler. And he's a hero in that movie, different, not like a superhero, but basically, and then I've seen him in so many other films. But then when he does try to do comedy, it's funny because Liam Neeson's not like,
it's like sort of unassuming funny.
I can't wait. I'm going to go see it maybe this weekend and I will report back to you guys.
Same.
Because the thing that's happening now in my life, I need anything to take me off of.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
My God.
I've been waiting for this.
I'm annoyed. I'm honestly, to all the parents out there that don't tell the other parents that 3-year-olds, it might be, listen, this is what's happening in my life right now. I'm hearing people like really go on about their teenagers. And
what are they saying?
What
are they saying?
They're just saying like it's difficult. I'm like, you know what? It is difficult, but being a teenager is so difficult. Like that was a really hard time in my life. And I remember like those weird, awkward moments, and there's just a lot going on. So I'm thinking about that, but then they're telling me about their teenagers are hard. Meanwhile, Luna is, I don't know what's going on. In fact, yesterday we were at my sister-in-law's house, and there's a ton of kids there because my sister-in-law has in-laws that have a ton of kids. So one of her sister-in-laws were there, and Luna had like 2 pencils in her hand. She was playing in her cousin's room, and I was like, Luna, it's time to leave the room. Everyone's outside. Like, let's go outside. And she's got 2 pencils, and I had someone else. I was like, come on, tell her like it's time to go. She'll listen to you. So we're getting to the bedroom door to exit, but she's got 2 pointy pencils in her hands. I'm like, one quick fall and both of her eyes are out.
Goners.
Yeah. I'm like, Luna, it's time to give me the pencils. Her aunt asked her for them. So she gave them reluctantly to her aunt.
I wish I could have seen that transfer.
Yeah. It was kind of like and then when I took them, all hell broke loose. I'm talking, it's like looking you in the eyes and just screaming on the top of your lungs. And I'm like, oh my God, Luna, like what is going on? So now she's just screaming and thrashing.
And I'm trying to sit in the room because in my head, I'm thinking, what do I do? Like, am I supposed to sit here? This is so new to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Luna, please, like, why are you screaming? And there's no making sense of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally get up and I walk outside the room where my in-laws, they're just on no one's even paying attention.
No one hears it. Which is it's soothing. It's comforting.
It's soothing. So I come out of the room and I'm like, you guys, I'm like, what? I literally go, what the fuck is this? And Megan is her name. And she looks at me. She goes, oh, that? She goes, how old is she? I said, she's 3. She goes, I thought so. That's completely normal. I'm like, wait, for real? This is normal? Because at first I was like, what's wrong with her? Like, there's got to be something wrong with Luna. Is she possessed?
No, she's having a fuck.
By the devil.
She's possessed for a minute.
Yes. Legit. And she's like, no, this is so normal. And then she goes on to tell me that she would create play areas for them to really let out their rage. Yes. And I was like, shit.
I remember being like, looks like you need a minute.
I think I'm going to start doing, yes. So I will tell you, it felt really good to have another parent normalize and tell me how normal this is. And she goes, if anyone tells you that their kid doesn't or didn't do that, they're lying.
Lauren, we left a party. Our kids had a tantrum at the same time, and our friend came up and he goes, it's okay. We'll see you guys later. And I was like, really? They're like, tap out.
Try picking up a child. Now that they're stronger and they're 3, you can get a tooth kicked out. You get a black eye.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're so strong. And I'm thinking to myself right now, like, and I've shared this before. There is absolutely no chance we will be planning to have another child. Okay. And I'm in the moment when she's losing her shit. I can't even fathom thinking, oh, I want more of this.
It's a fair and honest thought.
I want another go around.
It's a fair and honest thought.
I'm like a one-time Tommy over here. Like, okay. Like, and I just find it hilarious that I was never told, hey, around this time, you are going to be part of the most epic breakdowns, mental meltdowns, and you will have no idea what to do, how to do, and good luck.
You know, I remember our mom's generation referring to that tantrum phase as the terrible 2s.
Yeah, but she's not even 2 anymore.
The 2s for me, I was like, the 2s didn't seem like they were hard, they were insane, but like, and then 3s, I remember hitting 4 and feeling like a different person.
Okay, cool. Okay, see, you're giving me some insight here. There's an end insight. There's a little bit of.
I remember 4 being like, okay, there is some reasoning. There is some space for a little like negotiation. Like, this is how the rules work, and you're kind of going to go with it.
Dude.
But then you're going to get to another phase that no one talks about, when the kids don't think that you're the center of their universe anymore. And they start to, as they start to become older and realize, like, hang on a second, our mom and dad actually aren't the greatest gift to God.
What age does this happen?
I want to say that we're starting to look at that around. You've got years there. You've got a big span of time. Right. I want to say maybe like
8, 9.
Even later.
Okay.
Maybe
cool.
Like 10, 11, 12.
I am fine. Okay. That gives me, I thought you were going to say like that's 5 or 6. I'm like, well, that's kind of sad.
No, the kindergarten age is the most adorable, funny. Think kindergarten cop in your house.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Think kindergarten cop in your house.
I love it. I fucking.
That age is classic.
I'm not a policeman, a princess. Oh my God. Dude, I appreciate this insight, because what I'm like, I literally was like, dude, this cannot be what kids do. Like, this scream, it's this intensity. Like, I'm literally like, someone send help. But I will say what happened yesterday was such a gift, because a parent I felt better from another parent's perspective. I mean, from them sharing some insight. And Luna skipped a nap, hence also the mental breakdown. So Anthony and I get home,
and what is it called? A ruse? Yeah. We set it up so when we pulled into the garage, we closed the door. I ran inside the house to make her room look dark. So she was sleeping in the car. He threw a towel over her, grabbed her from the car, and we pretended it was nighttime and had her motherfucking ass in bed by 7:30.
Yep. Nighty night.
And haven't seen her since.
Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams. It's a treat. Especially, well, I'm sure she was
exhausted.
Her energy-o-meter had been depleted because it does take a lot for you to go to that level of fit.
I mean, but then you have my brother-in-law,
you were like
Tom.
Helen Keller level fit. Like that was like, you were like forcing the forks in the mouth. I mean, that was like full Helen Keller mode.
It was so bad. So I leave the room and my brother-in-law, Tom, Tom, goes in the room. So, because Luna is like thrashing. So he goes in, he's like, I'm going to go talk to her. He's a big guy. So he goes in and lays in the bed.
Did he come running out sucking his thumb?
No, okay. Because again, like you said, not phased. They're like, whatever, I'll go.
We've been hardened by the parent challenges.
Yeah. He lays in the bed and starts talking to her. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, it's quiet. And I peek my head around the corner and she's just belly side down laying in the middle of the hallway while he's just whispering.
She's hoping a gurney comes by to pick her up because she can't even lift her head to walk. She's depleted.
Which brings me to our hot topic today.
Let's hear it.
Because last week, I've been spending a little bit more time at the studio where I work teaching yoga. And then this week Pilates starts.
Which, by the way, Mia and I are hoping to get into a Pilates class before she goes to school. We want to check it out. Okay.
Mondays, 4:15, Fridays at noon. Today's sold out, so you won't be there. So maybe Friday. Yeah.
Wait, Friday at what time?
Noon. Think about it.
I'm going to see.
And I was going and coming from yoga, and last week I got home and I just was filled with this sense of, what's the word? I felt so lucky to be a part of a community. I love my yoga communities and I've been through several, and now I'm finding myself here at the studio making friends, having great conversations with people. And typically we talk about like yoga and so you're kind of in like this mode of like conversation. And then you have some funny conversations. We're talking about books, all this stuff. And I got home and I was filled with like so much gratitude because I go to do my thing and then I come home and Anthony and I take now.
And you're on the front lines.
Yeah. But it's this respite. It's like being part of a community. And then at the same time, I shared a couple weeks ago the idea of learning something new, this new modality of fitness. So now I'm learning. And it just really made me think about how important it is to have passions, hobbies, life outside of motherhood. And because for me, if I didn't, I would honestly not be laughing right now. I would be crying. Yes.
Yeah.
And
I'd be taking your hand. I'd be taking you.
I say things I've got to say to Anthony later, like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it when I said I liked my life better earlier. Because
in that moment, never felt more honest and truthful.
Thank you. Okay. I appreciate you saying that too, because there is a sense of guilt. But at the same time, when I'm like, dude, I give her everything. Here's your snacks. Here's your Yodo. Here's your book. And then all I hear when she's screaming in my face is fuck you.
Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah. And I'm like, and then so I almost broke yesterday in the car on the way there because I'm like, I do everything. I sit in the back seat with her. I'm her bitch. And then out of nowhere, when she feels like it, she turns on me. And that's a lot to handle. So I'm working on that, probably going back to therapy because I took a break.
I'm actually going to go back to therapy too. But anyway, go ahead.
I'm going back. So back to this, Michelle, I wanted to ask you, and I did some deep diving research into the importance of, this idea, hobbies, communities, life outside of motherhood. So I thought of a couple things that is like a non-negotiable to me. Like these are the things I need to really thrive as a human and as a mother. Traveling, 100%. Teaching yoga, teaching something. obviously I love the sister project, but this has now become like a part of who I am. Mm-hmm. So it's still my work, right? But prioritizing time with my friends, like that's something I'm always like figuring out. When are we hanging out next? You know, like my friend Maggie, after we hang out, she basically calls me the next day and that was like, that was fun, not enough. When's the next hang?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
We call each other on the ride home from the hangout. Exactly. Well, we just spent 3 hours and then we talk the whole way home.
Let's digest what we just talked about. And then the other one is, this one is like super simple. Going to museums, coffee shops, bookstores, just
like immersing yourself around you.
Because I love that shit. And I gotta like get to a museum, even if it's for an hour, you know, or 2 hours a couple times a month, just to get that spanking of culture, which I love. What are your like non-negotiables?
You know, I mean, I did a broken record here. Pickleball is top of the list, and it's a combination of movement and community. I mean, sometimes the aspect of the community aspect almost ranks higher than the exercise aspect. It's been a place where I have left having accidental conversations that have maybe nearly moved me to tears, or I learned something or whatever. Reading and writing. I've added writing. It's like a moment for me only. And it's a solo moment. And I find myself feeling like really peaceful in those moments, which is a hard place to be when you're moving and shaking and doing all the things. And then like singing is what I say is my favorite hobby. It's honestly one of the places I go that I am the most present, and also get that feeling of output, you know, and then receiving back, seeing the people around. It's not even the entertainment factor. It's literally just a place that I get to go and learn things, try different things, challenge myself, step out of my comfort zone in different situations. And, and then like you, like girl time, friend time, that like those tribal moments, I would say those are top hobbies for me.
Yeah. And when you said about being most present while singing, that's how I feel about teaching yoga, because it's like, if I'm not present, I'm not teaching a good class. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So it's that challenge to be really on top of my game. And it's fun.
And also to leave the thing for a moment that might be weighing on you at home.
That's exactly the research that I found, was that it helps when you are in the middle. It connects us back to the parts of ourselves. You know, sometimes they're like, when you become a mom, you lose who you were before. And in my research and findings, it is so important to tap into that, because you have a whole life before you became a mother, and there's things that you loved to do, and that resentment builds if you don't ever tap into that
and keep up with it.
And the other thing, of all the research that I found about, you know, preventing identity loss, how it helps with your mental health, one of the most important things that I saw that I feel like we didn't get as children, and we've talked about this, we talked about moms, not lack of, but yes, for lack of better words, lack of self-care initiative, is that when we do things that we love doing, it models to our kids to fucking find things you love, find passions, self-worth, and balance, and learn how you see how your parents are juggling in the best way they possibly can, you know, having kids or a kid, but then on top of that,
prioritizing.
Implementing or incorporating the things that we love doing still, and how important that is, instead of being like, I had you have no time for anything for myself.
Yeah, been there.
I fucking hate that.
Been there.
Yeah,
and that is a recipe for burnout.
And it strains relationships, the relationship you have with your partner or other people or with your child.
When you go through an entire day of doing and being and breathing for everyone else, and then you lay your head down on the pillow and think to yourself, what did I even do for me? And when there's nothing there, that is a downer.
That's a downer. And let me tell you something. I don't know if I told you this story. I think I told it to Anthony years ago when I was in high school. I had my like high school boyfriend,
And I was at his house one day, and on an easel was like a painting, and you could tell it was a painting that someone had done. It wasn't like bought. It was the way they were displaying it. I don't know. And I think I saw his mom's name at the bottom corner. And I asked, I'm like, oh my God, is this yours? And she's like, yeah, I'm a painter. I'm like, oh my God, I had no idea. Okay. So this is a high school, a mother of two a high school and like a grade school. I'm like, I didn't know. And she was a fantastic painter. She was an artist. And she said to me, well, when I chose to have kids, I sacrificed everything in my life, even my painting. And I was like, oh, that's why with the chokehold that had on me for years, and why I probably didn't have a kid until I was 40, because I was like, well, I'm scared to lose who I am. So I might as well have fun till I'm 40 than sacrifice everything, which I've learned it doesn't have to be that way. But when I remember her saying that, there was like sadness in her eyes. There was resentment.
Like a yearning.
There was a resentment in her eye. The way she said sacrifice, it was like she was pissed.
Yeah.
And that's sad. And I think now we're at a day and an age where women, because let's put it, I mean, I feel like, I've got friends who, oh, my husband's out golfing. They get their hobbies in. They get the things that they want to do in. But women really have to like voice their wants and create time in their schedule and juggle things around so they can make those pockets of time for themselves. So I'm here to tell you out there, whether you're a mom or not, say your career is your fucking baby and it's fucking holding you down, or you're caring for a loved one, your mom or dad are aging. Start small and start injecting some passion and your hobby. It could be anything into your life, because the stats here are really interesting when it comes to what it does to our mental health when we deplete ourselves of energy and don't do anything for ourselves. In fact, 89% of mothers in this motherly survey said that society doesn't even understand. The majority of us don't feel as if society doesn't even understand the mental load that we have. So it is literally on us to carve out space to alleviate some of that mental load and do something for ourselves.
I think it's important to do that something for ourselves. And I also think it's important to verbalize that mental load. Something that I've been doing in my later years is rattling off to anybody who will listen, mostly the people in my home, the list of appointments and scheduling and, shoe ordering and all the things. I just sidebar. It's okay to verbalize those things too, because when you hear them and share them, then they're more,
yes. And Michelle, I've got to tell you something. Anthony and I invested in this thing called the Skylight. It's a calendar frame, if you will. It's an app. It's a calendar frame. For a long time, we did Cozy. We did the Cozy app. And then I saw this at my friend Megan's house on her kitchen counter. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Because I use a whiteboard. Every month, like a teacher, I get my markers and I put in the numbers of the month. And sometimes my wrist erases what I've done. So it gets time consuming. Well, I'm going to tell you what, this thing has taken part of my monthly to do, like the hour it takes to do the whole month on a whiteboard. And it has eliminated that basically. And that's part of me organizing this running list of things and organizing and managing our home and our schedules. This thing has completely changed. And in the morning on Sunday, you put your finger on it and you see your whole week.
Oh, that's
like, okay.
Really nice.
And everything's color coded. So I do think there's this, the whatever technique you're using to help organize yourself, that also plays a role in feeling safe to put a little color-coded mom time, me time marker in there, because you're seeing it and you're like, okay,
and
this is where
knows.
I could fit it in, and everybody fucking knows. That's one of the other tips. Start tiny and put it in your calendar.
I was just telling somebody about this. The calendar tip is key, because when it's like, why are we putting all of these other meetings and appointments and, driving Susie, and then there is space there. That space
space is your space.
Yes.
And when you do it, when you put it down, you actually do it.
Yeah. And then you feel guilty if you don't do it. You're like, oh, I guess I'm just not going to do it. And then you feel like an asshole because you're erasing your moment.
I did it last night when I was building my week, kind of reviewing everything. I was like today is going to be a tight day for me. I've got kind of a busy day, and there was a space, and I'm like, that space is where I could fuck off and do other things.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do my thing.
Yeah, you have to. The other thing that they talked about was as in my research, revisiting your old self. What did you love doing? And for me, living in the city before I had a baby, it was the freedom to just meander through museums, meander through a bookstore.
Oh, I thought you were going to put a backpack on and get some garlic and sharpen a stick and go to the nearest church. You're not. I'm actually glad you're not doing that.
Oh my God, those were the days. That was more when I was like 10, 11, 12, when I thought I was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And the other thing is to honor it and say it out loud, kind of like what you were doing about this is the long list of things I do for everyone, but also put in there you guys, the other thing that I've got to do is go for my walk. This is for me. I need it. I want it. I'll see you later. And just take charge. And this all came again, like I mentioned, to a head because it is such a heavy balancing act and load, having kids, also wanting to have your life and do the things you love. And yeah, you're sacrificing a lot, but this ex-boyfriend's mother really made it so fearful. And I think that was, again, a generation that didn't know how to prioritize themselves and didn't know how to stand up for themselves and say fuck you, husband, you're staying home. I'm going out for a minute to go take a walk or go meet a friend of mine without the kids around here, and now we're in a place where people are really prioritizing that.
Could you imagine if the 1950s housewife had the phrase, you can't do me until I do me first? I mean, I think that would have been amazing to hear.
That would have been amazing.
Classy
You
broads.
can't do me until I do me first. We need it on a t-shirt. I would love to hear from our listeners, what does their me time look like? What are your non-negotiables? If looking forward, we're in a new month, it's August, and then we've got the fall, this is the last month of summer. What are you thinking of the things you want to do? And again, this is not just for just for mothers. This is for everybody. We all have responsibilities outside of your must-dos. What are the things you want to do? And that's what life is all about. I read an amazing quote, and the quote was, you can't put more time in your life, so put more life in the time that you have. Don't just exist, live your life. And when I read that, I was like, oh my God, it's so true. If we look at our lives just only calendars and just only from 9 to 5, we're going to feel limited. And it's about putting more life into the time that we have here. It's a beautiful quote. So we will leave this hot topic with that quote. You don't have more life to put in your time. You don't have more time to put in your life. So put more life in your
time. Wow.
I know. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Reading, watching, listening to. Okay. If I can, I'm going to kick this off real quick.
Yeah, do it.
I have been making time, and I figure it out because it's not easy to do, to try to read my entire Sunday's New York Times because there's just so much. I go cover to cover, but I don't read it cover to cover. I flip through cover to cover, and then I either rip it out or I read it at the moment, articles that I want to read or I save for reading.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of a process. I always sit down first and go right to my Metropolitan Diary where it's stories. Have you ever read the Metropolitan Diary?
Yeah, I have.
I read one. It makes me cry. It makes me laugh. It's just the best little section of any newspaper. So I do that first, and then I finger my way through it and find what I want to read. I will tell you, gentlemen who are listening, there was a short little article that said men reading books are sexy. And it talks about the drop in literacy of young men, mostly like this generations coming up that men are not reading books as much. And that there's this whole article about how sexy it is to see a man holding a book.
I agree.
And I have to say this is true.
I agree. My sexy man reads a book every single morning, and it is sexy.
Oh my God. He probably has to like beat you off of him.
Not in the morning. I'm trying to find a bad cup of coffee, but I do take note, and I'm into it.
I would rather see like my man looking at a book than fucking doom scrolling. It's the truth, right? So just, I want to put that out there. But the article that we're going to talk about was in the New York Times culture section, and it was about cotillions. Now, when I grew up, I was friends with some people from Melrose Park, and a cotillion was like almost like a glorified like first communion. You wore like a white dress. It was like a ball gown. You are presented in front of the community. It was like a big to do.
Is this like you're coming out, like you're an adult?
Like you're a woman now.
A woman, okay.
Yeah. Again, I've had a real weird thing with the white
dress. Does it mean like you're ripe for the picking?
I kind of think so. Okay. You know, the white dress at communion, and I need someone to explain it to me. Is it like, I know white means purity. And I feel like laying down a thick layer of like women and purity, it's kind of annoying. Okay. Like, why aren't men walking around in white suits, bitches? Okay. Right. So in any case, I just want to throw out there that Charlie Kirk recently said that women should be getting married and have their husbands picked out by 25 and save themselves for marriage. And I just want to say I disagree with all of the above.
Is he serious?
Yes.
Well, he should get he needs to get reduction.
I know.
Okay. And have you noticed, and I am going to be an asshole right now, but I don't care. I have noticed in his later years, he has changed his smile. So you can't see his 90% gum, 10% teeth. I have to see his face
on the regular. I want to see less gums. So
I can't believe that kids go up and to ask this fucking idiot questions.
I hate him so much. He's so stupid.
I am disturbed.
Yeah, for this guy to be sitting here telling young girls and women that they should be saving for what people like you, I'd rather become anything. You are what? No.
Thank you. No.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Go take your inflamed gums. Go start flossing. Okay. Have a good one. You should go get some surgery to fix your ugly face. Thank you. No, thank you. And we're keeping it. Okay. And I'm keeping it. Okay. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you for that content.
Oh my God.
I'm so pissed off. I hate him. I hate him.
Like, I honestly
hate him. When you're a horrible person,
you get ugly on the outside,
vitriol to the world, you're getting personal physical attacks by me. Okay. I'm attacking your physical appearance. I'm attacking your physical appearance.
Bags of thank you for this.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Hang on. I need to take a breath.
While you take your breath, I'm going to tell you about the cotillion. This new cotillion that's happening has nothing to do with any of these things. Has nothing to do with like girls wearing white, getting fancy. It's not a representation of how wealthy you are. In fact, this one I'm talking about, it costs like $200. And what this one started out in Texas, and it is to teach kids. This is more about like social behavior, and not just with the opposite sex, just in general, how to make eye contact, how to put your phone in your back pocket.
Love it.
And when someone says hello, you look up and say hello back, and then maybe engage in some light conversation. It's also to help alleviate social anxiety because of the detrimental effects that devices in your faces are the device in your face and the scroll of social media, the comparison is doing to the younger generations. Now we have to combat that and empower them to have interactions off of their phones.
Yeah.
And I've run like, okay, I'm not going to name this person, but this is a younger individual we met recently at the farmer's market who's involved in the farmer's market. You know what? Fuck it. His name is Jacob, and he is such a delight. He is so easy to talk to, and he's in this generation, and he just what a wonderful interactions we've had. I've had interactions like that, and then I've had interactions where I'm like, how long have you been on this planet?
Mutants.
Yes.
I recently had an interaction like that where I left the exchange asking my children if we just talked to aliens. I asked the kids what plant, the people that we were talking to after I struggled I was like, what planet are you, Lauren? What planet are you from? I was like, where did you land?
What's this?
It was Star Trek.
And this is okay. So this cotillion, these people that started this organization are like hell bent on encouraging kids to be less alien like, and also proper social and etiquette skills. It's almost like an etiquette class, but it's fun. They like use magic tricks to keep kids engaged.
I love this.
It's so fun. You don't have to, there is a very strict no device policy, not allowed. And I love that. But they meet, they do have some, they do, it was kind of cool because they do it's almost like fortnightly back in the day, like when we were younger kids. They teach kids, young girls and women, young girls and boys, like the boys will lead a dance, but then they're like, but so will girls, because guess what? Some of these girls are going to be your CEO. So they teach girls how to like lead a dance or how to like, initiate things like that. And it just really, what the tagline of this article was to get kids out of their heads and off of their devices. And a lot of this is coming from another article that I read too. It was an article from Parenting called, "Have you seen the Gen Z stare?" And it's the stare, and I've seen it where you'll ask them a question or they'll be on their phone and they'll look up at you and like you, again, kind of like a mind apparition. Do you see me? Or are you like, they're just kind of
what I hear?
Basically.
Do you see what I see?
And they're not bagging. I love this parenting article because they weren't bagging on these kids. This is a result of COVID, of social media, of the world that we're living in. And so they ask, of course, be patient with these kids. Like this could be their face, this blank stare could be they're looking at you because they're overstimulated, because their brain is adjusting from short form films and you're asking them to take the garbage out. And I mean, that should be a normal thing to be doing, but their activity is so different now. So great article in Gen Z stare, but it also just it coincides really lovely with these cotillions that people are doing. And it's really just about empowering these kids with social skills so that they can go out in the world and just be at their best. Very cool article. I'll try to find a link and share it because of course it's a paper article. But like I said, this is not like when we were talking about those camps last week, like for 3K for the weekend away, this is like $200. And it's just a little,
love it.
Here, take my kid and go teach them which fork to use to put a napkin on their lap when they sit down. Super cool. I'm really into it. What are you reading?
I am, coming off of vacation, I powered through Everyone Is Lying to You by Joe Piazza, and I fucking loved it.
Oh my God,
and then all the other gals in my house read it too. And I mean, they read it like fast. And
wait, what gals in your house?
Jan and Aunt Carla.
Oh, you guys had a book club?
Well, no, I mean, on vacation, the ladies were well, yeah, we come to the
fact
house.
That you just like blow through books like this.
We laid our books out on this little like counter in the family room, and then everybody does a show and tell. And Ryan's aunt had been reading a different book about trad wives.
Okay.
And it was a novel. And I looked it up. It did not get the reviews and the rating on Goodreads that Joe Piazza's book did. And then his aunt did end up comparing it and saying that this one was great. Like she loved Joe's book.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was super fun. And then I'm reading now. I actually did not read as much as I normally do on vacation. But I'm reading The Home of the American Circus by Allison Larkin. And, this book it's a historical novel, and it follows the lives of performers and dreamers and misfits within a traveling circus during.
I'm not like into the transient lifestyle. It kind of freaks me out a little bit, but this sounds interesting.
It is. That lifestyle is. I'm with you there.
Kind of weird.
It's not. It's the opposite of cozy, to be honest.
Same. I'm kind of like, where are you sleeping now tonight? Like,
yeah. Exactly.
Have you washed those socks? And I'm not.
And the answer is probably no. But the socks have probably. In fact, there is actually a moment in the book where she observes this fellow getting dressed, and she references she's pretty sure his socks weren't clean. So,
oh man, and these people, like you said, are just dreaming, trying to live their lives.
have a lot of grit. So it's a whole different lifestyle. I mean, you're in a fucking circus, man.
But I have to say, this author, she writes really beautiful stories and characters that you become really quickly kind of into who they are.
Yeah.
So you want to keep reading. So to be continued. It's
cool.
Good.
I am watching Mindhunters. It's our new series. Is that with,
hang on, Mindhunters. It's a new series or your new series?
It's my new series.
Who's the gentleman in that?
It's the guy that's in this new, I don't know his name, but he's doing this.
Is his name Jonathan Goff?
I think it is. No, wait, I don't know.
Yes, we have to look it up right now.
Why?
Because I'm obsessed with him.
He's super cute.
I think he played the king in Hamilton.
Michelle, I think it is him. Yes, it's Jonathan Groff.
I'm obsessed with him.
He's great in this show, and he's got this new thing coming up. I think he's doing a singing thing right now. Is that the Hamilton thing?
Yeah. No, not the Hamilton thing. I'm sure it's something else.
But he's great. And so, it's basically about now the FBI, how they started to get more hip to the psychology behind serial killers and people of the likes. And I'm super into it. It's a slower pace, but it's not true crime, but they do profile real life serial killers. So they mentioned many names that I'm very familiar with. And I'm hooked. It's a nice, good, slow burn. And as well as I'm watching And Just Like That.
Oh,
which Lauren. It's they're done. And people.
Because no one will watch it?
Well, you know what the funny thing is? The memes are like, And Just Like That is so horrible. I hope they make 45 seasons. If you're a hardcore like me and my friends, Laura and Deanna, I have a group and we bag on the show, but it's what keeps our group text thread alive and vibrant.
Something to talk about.
It is. And we hate Aiden with every cell of our being. And we love Carrie. Carrie just always brings it. And just watching Sarah Jessica Parker from the beginning be Carrie Bradshaw to now and watch her age and be who she is in this script and on this show. It has just been a really fun thing to follow. I feel like I'm getting emotional and having this come to a conclusion. I think she spent 27 years playing Carrie Bradshaw.
Super cool.
It's remarkable. And it was a gift. And I think, it's a lot of the old shows didn't age well. There's a lot of stuff looking back, wow, you cannot get away with that now. But it was it was just really lovely to be a part of. So you got to watch till the end. That's how this one goes.
Yep.
As bad as it is, but the fashion is so good. You're watching The Gilded Age.
Speaking of fashion, holy crap. Yeah. So The Gilded Age takes place, I think, late 1890 to 1900s. And this is when the new money and the old money are all convening in New York City.
Cool.
And people are climbing the ladder and fighting for their acceptance in this social array of the wealth, the houses that they live in. I
need to start watching it. I know that Dad and Debbie with a Y like it, I believe. God.
The fashion is insane. Yeah. The detail, you know what I want to say? This is all that's coming to my mind while I continue to watch it. So, God, they sure don't make things the way they used to, or they sure don't make things the way, between the gear, between the fireplaces, the ornate, everything is detailed.
That's rich.
I'm talking rich.
And speaking of Sex and the City, isn't Cynthia Nixon in it?
Yes, she plays there's two aunts, they're sisters. Their niece's father died and left her penniless. And so this young woman goes to live with her rich
with Cynthia Nixon
in New York City. And Cynthia Nixon, Ryan and I have decided, has the absolute, she got fucking pulled the short straw with the hairstyle they gave her in that show. It's horrific.
Interesting, because they kind of did that to her in Sex and the City too.
Shredded.
Well,
I was like,
this is her vibe.
This is a mean joke. But her character is this sweet kind, naive, I love her character. Her sister is a bitch, though.
Okay, I'm glad it's not Cynthia. I love her. I love Miranda.
It's great. People are like, and then I shared it on social media and people are like, I'm obsessed with this show.
Yeah, people did come calling in and knocking in on that one.
It's on
okay,
HBO
great.
Max.
I will be watching that. Oh, and I will throw out one other one. Did I put out The Perfect Wife? Did I tell you that I watched that one?
No,
this is on Hulu. You guys, jaw dropping. This is the story about, I forget her name, but she went missing. That pretty blonde wife lady about in 2017. It was national news, probably international. She went missing. She was abducted while on a run.
Fuck that.
And then you find out that she abducted herself. And
do we find out why? What happened? Can you spoil it? Let's hear it. I'm curious.
Dude, basically because she wanted to be saved. It was one of those, it's a mental, it's a psychological complex. Okay. I forget what it's called, but it's when you put yourself into or you want to be saved. You want to be people looking for you or, like finding you, all these
Somebody
things.
Somebody wasn't getting any attention.
Something like that.
Okay.
And she went so far as to, she inflicted so many abuses on herself, along with her ex-boyfriend she kept in touch with. She asked him, she would have him, because when she released herself from her abduction and ran into the middle of the highway, but basically they found her bruised, battered, and branded because she really wanted to hit home that she was abducted by horrible human beings. And the biggest problem, besides the fact that she's a liar, is that she blamed it on two Mexican women. So now there's hate crimes happening in the town that she's from, and people saying and doing horrible things to people.
Fake made up stories.
To fake made up stories. But she put a bullseye on the Mexican community where there was a big Latino community in her community. And now everyone was scared of all the Mexican women because they abducted this poor white woman. Fuck you.
Where is she now?
Who knows?
Who the fuck cares?
Okay.
All right. Message received.
Perfect Wife on Hulu, jaw dropping, worth watching. Michelle, are you listening?
I'm powering through Magic Pill. That's all
this
I have for you.
Simple joy. I have to tell you, I planted zinnias from the seed, and I am now at the point where they are blooming, and I showed my bloom on social media, and I know nothing about growing flowers, and people came calling, cut it down so it'll add new shoots. Yep. To test if they're ready for cut, floppy test. Head or
stable stem.
Stable stem. Yep. And to cut it down 12 inches above a node so that it will shoot out more stems for the flowering. Cool. And I just cut my 2 first zinnias. They're in a little bud vase, and I'm obsessed. I'm going to be I'm going to fucking like
Zinnia Fest.
Confetti. Yep.
Zinnia
Next
Fest.
year, my house we're going to be known as the Zinnia House. Anywhere there's a patch of dirt, zinnia flowers.
Cute.
Oh my God. I'm obsessed. Your simple joy.
I actually came home this weekend, or on Sunday we came back, and I planted, remember those little wildflower seed patch along my garage, and they are entering into their peak bloom. And I've got every color, texture of flower: pink, red, white, the bluest flower. I didn't think blue flowers existed.
Michelle, you need to tell. I need to come over and see this.
Cute. It's so cute.
I just want to also give a shout out to our friend. Speaking of flowers, Danielle.
Yeah.
Danielle B. She has been helping. What the hell is her handle? She has been helping me understand.
Flora Bell.
Yes, thank you. Let me just get this right so people know it. There it is. Flora.bell.flowers. This is our friend Danielle Bergendine, and she started a flower cutting business, vase business.
Well, hang on a second. First, what she did is she followed her joy and her passion.
Yes, she did.
And I think that's the coolest part of Danielle. Is Danielle's been on a journey, and she followed her pivot. Her pivot followed her heart, and it has taken her to this house in Downers Grove that is filled with flowers, that she's filled with flowers.
Oh my God.
And now she is cutting flowers and holding workshops. And
I'm obsessed.
It's so cool. She's so cool.
She's so cool, and she's so knowledgeable, and her and I do voice messages. So I told her I'm ready to do to do a cut, and she came right back with little videos. So I just want to say thank you to her, because again, it's fun to tap into a new passion and lean in on other people who are already in the know that you can get, some wisdom from. So she's kind of like my floral wisdom witch.
Yes. And so people love to share their knowledge.
Yeah. And if they don't, they're an asshole.
Yeah. Sharing is caring.
And on that note,
stay cozy with.
Thank you for joining us for today's cozy conversation. For more of The Sister Project, check us out on Instagram at The Sister Proj and our website, www.thesisterprojectblog.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and maybe even drop us a review. Until next time, stay cozy.